It was February 1959. Deep in the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia, 9 experienced hikers set off on a trek they would never return from. They were not beginners. They were students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute, fit, trained, and prepared for harsh winter conditions. Their leader was Igor Dyatlov, 23 years old, one of the most skilled hikers of his generation. Nobody expected what would happen next, and more than 60 years later, nobody can fully explain it. The journey 040. The group of 9 set out on January 23rd, heading toward Otterten Mountain. The route was classified as a Category 3, the most difficult level. But these hikers had done it before. On February 1st, they set up camp on a slope known as Kolat Syakhl. In the local Mansi language, that name means dead mountain. That night, something went terribly wrong. The Discovery 120. When the hikers failed to return on schedule, a search party was sent out. What they found at the campsite made no sense. The tent had been cut open from the inside, not unzipped, cut, as if someone or something had caused them to panic so badly that they slashed their way out rather than use the entrance. And then they ran into the freezing night, in sub-zero temperatures, without shoes, without proper clothing. The first bodies were found about a mile from the tent, near a tree line. 2 of them, their hands were burned as if they had been trying to build a fire with bare hands. They had died of hypothermia. 3 more bodies were found between the tree line and the tent. They appeared to be returning to camp when they died. The disturbing part, 220. But it was the final 4 bodies, found 2 months later, buried under 4 meters of snow in a ravine, that truly horrified investigators. 1 woman was missing her tongue and eyes. 1 man had a fractured skull, the kind of injury that requires massive blunt force, but there was no external wound, no bruising on the skin. Another had broken ribs, the kind of damage a doctor later compared to being hit by a car. Soviet investigators ruled the cause of death an unknown compelling force. The case was classified. The files were sealed for decades. The theories, 320. So what actually happened? Theory 1, an avalanche. The noise and sudden pressure could have caused them to flee in panic. But investigators found no evidence of avalanche activity, and the tent was still largely intact. Theory 2, military testing. The Soviet government was known to conduct secret weapons experiments in remote areas. Some believe the hikers stumbled into something they weren't meant to see. Theory 3, infrasound. Certain wind conditions in mountain terrain can create low-frequency sound waves, completely inaudible, that cause extreme panic, hallucinations, and even organ damage in humans. This could explain both the psychological and physical injuries. Theory 4, the Mansi people. Local indigenous tribes considered the mountains sacred and off-limits. Some believed the hikers were warned and ignored it. No theory has ever been officially confirmed. Closing, 420. In 2019, Russian authorities reopened the case. After a lengthy investigation, they concluded an avalanche was the most likely cause, but they admitted they could not explain all of the injuries. The families of the victims were not satisfied. 9 people, experienced, prepared, with everything they needed to survive. They cut open their own tent. They ran barefoot into the snow. They died with injuries that made no sense. Something happened on Dead Mountain that night in 1959, and whatever it was, it has never truly been explained. If this story unsettled you, good, because next time we're going even deeper. Subscribe and I'll see you in the dark.